There you go. Man, so I always screw this up because, so on OBS, sometimes we'll pull video for whatnot. Oh, there we go. So I'll toggle the desktop and then the mic volume are on mute, and then I'll just turn it off. But yeah, there we go. But we're back on the live stream. You guys are rock stars, and thank you so much for coming along. I guess I can repeat myself because no one heard me the first minute. All right, so we got some talkers. We got the live stream with us. Still waiting on it. So a couple of things to the live chat. So DJ Viz Killer, your video on Zimscom is definitely one of the best videos to date. And shared it with a bunch of my friends. Hey, thank you for doing that. Keep up the good work. Yeah. So the Zimmer comments, where obviously this is a very tenuous time right now, and Zimmer was just brutally honest as always. And he just said, like, I don't understand some things. Maybe I haven't spent as much time as I probably should have on these things. He's a football coach. Like, he teaches football. But the fact that he, just loves every single one of them, is going to fight for them like they're his sons, it's just those comments by Zim, which again, we're not PR, we're not put out by the team, we're not for the media, they're for the players. They had to be relayed to the media via the players. I think that spoke tons more volumes than every other team's, every other coach's just like blanket statement. Just like, that's why I love this man. I do love Mike Zimmer. Man, also, like, imagine if you're a player in that room. Imagine if you're a coach. You're ready to run through a brick wall for that dude. I just love it. All right, so anybody here play? All right, so we got Q&A. Also, so I want to talk about this. So yesterday we took on the PFF blah 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 of Cousins captain checkdown, right? And a lot of the sites and a lot of people, like you'll see, Vikings where haters will say Kirk Cousins like to check down in third down situations. According to PFF, those haters are wrong. And then Daily Norseman was always up on this. I know there's nothing more powerful than a narrative, but we should probably start accepting that a lot of narratives around Kirk Cousins are really, really dumb. Well, we went through the data, we went through the video. They didn't really prove that he's not captain checkdown. Also, being captain checkdown is not a bad thing, right? Like Deshaun Watson was up there in the so Cousins last 2 years is not in the top 10 in number of checkdowns. He's also not in the bottom 10 in number of checkdowns. So he's not Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes only checks it down 3.3% of the time. So yesterday in the video, we talked about the flaws in the data, but also on third down specifically, Cousins was like 16th out of 41 in terms of checking it down. That's the middle. That is the middle of the pack. So it doesn't really dispel the rumor that Cousins is not captain checkdown. We talked about yesterday, like he's 25th in the league in average depth of target last year. So A, it doesn't matter. B, it doesn't prove that he's not captain checkdown. C, it doesn't matter, right? So just the I don't know, like discussion is broken down. All it is about owning the other side or perceived other side, or all straw man arguments. So it's like, yeah, like who's we call him captain checkdown in jest, but then the data shows that he's middle of the road. So again, who cares about anything? All of this. There you go. All right. So first up in the Q&A, DG. If you want to ask a question in the live stream, toss a couple bucks in the live chat. You guys are the best. Yeah, producer Allie would kill me if I knew this. Teespring, sipping on Green Bay tears. That's right. Someone in the live chat was sipping on the Green Bay tears. Oh, Eric Hansen. Yeah, sipping on the Green Bay tears. I have a feeling that we are going to need this a lot this season, so get yours in the Teespring store. Link is down below. Also, I wonder what's been in here. Yeah. Also, we're working on getting the travel mugs. Like, if Teespring won't do it, we'll just do it through another company, and we'll get that to you guys. Because I was saying, I want one too. Like, I want one of those. I want like a Nalgene bottle. Do all that stuff. I'm so parched from being a lumberjack today. DG, Happen Leonard. What do we ask? Also, what TV show do you want to reboot? So he wants to reboot Happen Leonard. What shows would I want to reboot? All right, so Happen Leonard. Is this Tom Jane? All right, so is that Tom Jane and the dude from The Wire? Yeah, I'm in. All right, so shows I would like to reboot or like restart. So Sons of Anarchy would be great. Also, all right, so there's a show called Terriers. Had Donald Logue. Donald Logue, by the way, is good in everything. Sons of Anarchy, Grounded for Life, that TV show, Patriot. Donald Logue is phenomenal in everything that he does. So it was like a buddy cop movie, and it only lasted one season. It was set in San Diego. It was a great show. It was phenomenal, but it was canceled after one season. Yeah, so I'll bring that back. Bring back Sons of Anarchy. Such a good show. Even though I understand, like, Sons of Anarchy was basically a soap opera with guns and a motorcycle gang for dudes. I do not care. Like, I really do not. Yeah. Highly stressful. Oh, James Purefoy is in there. I'll also bring back Rome. Yeah. Chase and Gelke, that 70s show. I watch that show over and over, Skull Vikes, even though it's set in Wisconsin, enemy held territory. Like, they talk about Seattle as, taken over and ruled by a warlord. No, Wisconsin is. Yeah, and the warlord is Aaron Rodgers. He's done screwed up. Nick Doroff, The Office. I don't know, because the last few seasons of The Office were okay. The wife and I are huge fans of The Office. I feel like after Michael left, it really went downhill. Like that run with Will Ferrell, like, it was good, but still downhill. It's like the decline and fall of the Western Roman Empire. It's like, you probably say Augustus was the breaking point, and then it was all, or maybe after the Five Good Emperors. Marcus Aurelius de Commodus, the actual story, not from Gladiator, so you could say that was, but it was a long fall, don't get me wrong. So Will Ferrell, and then James Spader, and then Idris Elba, and then I'm even missing someone, aren't I? Yeah, it was just Kathy Bates. It was just like I did like Pete though. Pete was good. Oh, Nate. Yeah, Nate the warehouse guy. Nate. Who is the most underappreciated Vikings player of all time? It might be Marcus Sherrills. Like, you can make a good case that over the past decade, Marcus Sherrills has been the best punt returner in the league. Like, because how long did Hester play? I suppose I should put like a qualifier in there. I'll get Jacob Hester Pages. Remember him, the fullback from LSU. All right, so he's been out of the league since, well, I mean, those Falcons, Ravens, Seahawks, they're kind of lost. So a handful. So like 3 years in that decade. Let's see here. PFR all-time. And yeah, I do not understand why people just do not appreciate Marcus Sherrills. All right, so there's no qualifiers in this one, are there? No. All right, so yeah, Sherrills, let's look at his numbers. Because I believe he's the Vikings' all-time punt return leader in terms of average and total yards. And certainly number of punts taken to the house. But every single year, it was like, oh, this is the year that Sherrills is cut. Oh, how about this year? Oh, you can replace Sherrills. You can do this. You can do that. And yeah, I'll admit, his final season was not good. It was not good at all in 2019. He probably should not have come back. But he was just good. And you think that we would embrace Marcus Sherrills like we do Adam Thielen, like we do CJ Ham, like we do Jim Kleinsasser to a degree, because it's like local dude, Rochester, John Marshall High School, Rockets represent. University of Minnesota Golden Gopher was a walk-on of the Gophers, was a UDFA trial with the Vikings. But every single year, Sherrills doesn't play cornerback. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah. Next up, Pulford Skull. Like the video on Klein, I thought he did well with O'Neal on the right side. I truly think Kirk can be great with a solid line. Also needs to have more designed runs. He's sneaky fast. I love all his horrible dances. Yeah, it's fair. Actually, that'll work. More design runs. Kirk is. He's certainly more athletic than his testing numbers, because I actually think that Nate Stanley ran a faster 40 than Cousins. Although Cousins, like, if you have two eyeballs and two brain cells, you can tell that Cousins is more athletic than Nate Stanley. I feel sometimes what happens with Cousins, and this ties into his pocket awareness thing, is that he is always looking downfield, trying to make a play in spots where he really should just take off and run. Like how many times have we seen it where he's got a wide open lane, could get to the sticks on third down or even like second and long, and it's just like, I'm going to force it, or I'm going to get a sack, or I'm going to be contacted and force the errant throw. Right? So, Sir Meeps a lot. I'm thinking about making my own Vikings channel. I could talk about fun ideas they should do. Would you ever do a collab together? Stay out of my territory. Yeah. I would do a collab with you. I will do a collab with Jeromes, but like we've been over this before. I'm not like a big collab person. I know that a lot of YouTubers do it, but also, like doing our own thing. I like what we have. Huh? Travis, haven't seen Chuck, but based on the things I've heard, I want to see. So they can have a different ending. So I don't watch Chuck either, but Chuck was a TV show on NBC. One of my favorite lines from The Office that no one gets, so on The Office, when they're debuting, the pyramid, the Saber 3000, whatever it is, Jim is like, I don't know, what can I do? I can do this. I can sell this. I can tell people that I'm Chuck. It's just such a funny throwaway line that sticks with me. I don't know why. But I have heard that Chuck is good. I think that's Uncle Nick's one of his favorite shows. Yeah. That's Sir Meeps. I know this is one of the many comments on the stream, but I want to know that you really appreciate your videos and how you made me smile and laugh when times are hard. Love the content we've been putting out. I've been watching since 900 subs, and it's the greatest channel discovery I've ever made on this app. Thanks for all you do. Hey, thank you, bro. Thank you for coming along. And because I was thinking about too, like I'm under no illusion that we're changing people's lives. Like we talk about football and movies and food, right? And but I think about myself too, like shows that I'm really into, or podcasts I'm really into, and how sometimes it's just like a good distraction from life. Like if things start getting too real, if like a family member is sick, or you're going through tough economic times, or you have health issues of your own, or just whatever you got going on. I mean, just having that escape, it's really nice, right? So like I get lost in history podcasts, and I can't thank guys like Mike Duncan and Dan Carlin enough for just helping educate me and entertain me, and just get away from life for a while sometimes, because we all need that. We all need a break sometimes, and if we can be that for some people, I mean, I love it. I love it, and thank you for letting us be able to fill that vacuum. Preacher Paul, maybe Airwolf, that TV show. Or is that J.R. Ryder's nickname? Shoot. Oh my God, it was a TV show. That is old. Is that Ed Asner? No. Wow. That is Preacher Paul, you're dating yourself, man. Yep. All right. I can't understand why this team is bent on not having a quality backup quarterback and getting a little better at the offensive line. Love the show, Andy. Love you, man. I don't know. Like, Sean Mannion ain't it. Like, if Kirk Cousins was ever abducted by aliens, I actually think that they would go out for an outside quarterback. I don't think they'll roll Sean Mannion, so what's the point? Right? Yeah. Nicholas D. Guten Abend from Germany. Are you watching this Sabaton History Channel? I do not know what that is, but I'm intrigued. Sabaton History brings a historical background to all Sabaton songs. I do not know. Wait, are you part of the band? That would make sense. I love and support it. Sandman66. If you brew beer, what style of beer would you spend most of your time trying to perfect? It's a good question. I am not a big IPA guy. I'm just really not. Like, I acknowledge and respect it. I know that it's a lot of people's cup of tea. Just not really my thing. Just the hoppiness. Yeah. I like a stout. But also just like a really good Pilsner. Now, I'm talking about like European, like German, Dutch Pilsner, right? I'm not talking about like Miller Lite type Pilsner. So something that's ubiquitous, can be drunk all year round. Like, you can have a Pilsner in the summer. You can certainly have a Pilsner in the winter. It's no big deal. Either that or like a A Grolsch. Yeah, Grolsch is good. Maybe like a wit beer. Something that's smooth and can be had year round. Stan Lamaros, would you rather sign Dalvin to a record-setting money or trade for Trubisky Ponder as our backup? Probably the latter, because I don't think that would take much. Maybe a 6th-round pick, and also just the jokes. Just the jokes. And also, if anything ever happened to Kirk and Trubisky comes in and is actually like good, just imagine. I'm still very trepidatious. That's not a word, but you understand my meaning of just giving Dalvin McCaffrey money or Zeke money. Eric Normal, do you see Chad Beebe making the 53-man roster? Your thoughts? I don't. I understand they did last year, and he was called up in 2018, but I feel like there's too much talent there. I mean, think of Courtney Davis, Davion Davis, Alexander Hollins, Dylan Mitchell. One of those guys is probably not going to make the team, or multiple guys are going to. Like, there may be one spot for those 4 guys. I think there's just too much talent there. Zach Ballas, did you know there's an entire episode of Cribs with AP and Jared Allen? It's on YouTube. I did not. Hold on. Well, I can't play it because we'll get booted off the live stream, but Adrian Pearson Cribs. Oh, my God. Yeah. The MTV Vault. I do remember that MTV Cribs was phenomenal back in the day. Look how young AP looked, too. This is before he had, like, 3 of his 7 kids. Oh, Jared Allen's house? Oh, man. It's good times. Next up is, I'll check that out. Zach Sandman66. How many questions can I ask in one video before you get annoyed/block me? Well, if they're good questions, infinite. I mean, there's a handful of guys who ask 2-3 questions on here, and as long as they're good, I don't care. Gage Sandin, would you sign Zimmer or Spielman? I would sign. All right, so if you had to pick one long term, I would pick Zimmer because I feel like George Payton does a lot of the legwork, and I think would be an easier continuity replacement for Spielman rather than grab bag for whoever comes in for Zimmer. Eric Hansen, bring back the Ninja Turtles cartoon where Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the voice of Shredder. Yes. Also, today's my birthday, and I can't think of a better way to start with some Purple for the Win skull. Happy birthday, bro. Oh, you're the one sipping on the mug. Did you get the mug for your birthday? It's awesome. Yeah, the cartoon. Yeah, the old school one where James Avery was the voice of Shredder. Plus, if you remember, like if you're old enough to remember, like the animation on it was so crappy back. Like, all right, so this is the updated one. I'm talking about like old school one. Yeah, so like the really, really old school. Yeah, all right, so the really, really old school Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where it was this crappy, like bottom dollar Korean animation, probably not even South Korea, probably North Korea. And like every time like a character would change their heads, like their mask would change colors. So like Raphael could be talking like this. He turns this way, all of a sudden he's Michelangelo. But it was so great. And also like, yeah, these are the villains. I mean, it's just great. Turtles was great. Punk Frogs, 1987. A little bit too young for that, but yeah, it's great. Hey, live stream. Let us know where you're watching from. Give a couple shout outs. I always enjoy doing that. And thank you very much for coming along. If you want to support the work, hit that join box. Come a month your platinum Jerome. Also, the Venmo is always open, baby. Let's go. Stan Lamaros. Who wins in a fight, Aunt Jemima or Betty Crocker? I'll say Aunt Jemima. Yeah. Because it's just better. Like, syrup is just better. Betty Crocker is just like, Betty Crocker has never been in a scrape in her life, and you know this. Yeah. Brett Vuzelas. Who is a running back prospect that you want the Vikings draft next year if Cook does not work out? Travis Etienne, Chuba Hubbard. Both are really, really good. I am so surprised that they both went back to school. I really am. But, it's certainly their prerogative. Maybe they want to finish their degree, which is laudable, very much so. But also, running backs have a pitch count. They do. And I haven't bothered to, look it up, but I feel like if you have taken, let's see here, just doing some rough math here, say 3 years of college and X number of years in the NFL. So I will say 8. You have about 3,000 hits on your body from like college level up. I feel like that's about it. So like 300 touches is better because you can get contact on any play, like if you're pass blocking, whatever. But say 3,000 touches, and then it might not even be that. It might be like 2,000 somewhere there, and then they just get worn out. Well, let's look at Sean Alexander. Sports reference. Because Sean Alexander was a bad dude. Sean Alexander was the man at Alabama. They don't even have his pro stats up. I mean, come on. PFR Sean Alexander. Come on, player. You're making me work here. So Sean Alexander was MVP of the league in 2005, and he was out in 17 games. Wait, no. More than that. He was literally out of the league in 27 games over 3 seasons. Yeah. All right, so let's do some back of the envelope math here. All right, so Alabama, and we're doing touches. Remember, so Alabama is 727 plus 62. All right, so 727 plus 62 catches. That's 789 touches in college. All right, so then we'll just do math. Actually, that'd be easier. All right, so 789 plus 69. Nice, his rookie year. 353 his second year, plus 354 third year, plus 368, plus 376. I said very Minnesotan, sorry. Plus 385. So 385 was MVP. So you're at 2,694. And then it just all went downhill. So I think our ballpark estimation is probably about right. Unless you're Adrian Peterson or Frank Gore. Ain't that the truth? He was MVP of the league in 2005, and he was out. He was OWT out. And look at his average per carry. Hold on. It's going to be around like 3. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Sean Alexander. Yeah. Next up is, so Travis Etienne or Chuba Hubbard. Charlie Boltman. I'd reboot Saved by the Bell. And make all the characters suicidal drug addicts. There I did that. 13 Reasons Why. Let's go with Spider-Man, but live action, way more PC. Seriously, can't wait for Bel Air to come out. The reboot of Fresh Prince. Yeah, I don't know why people got like the wife really got into 13 Reasons Why. I was like, it's just really sad. Yeah. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was phenomenal. Like I'm not even like a huge Spider-Man fan, but that was art. That was friggin' art. I don't know if is the Bel Air reboot real or was that just fan made? Bel Air show. All right, so let's look that up. Bel Air. That was a short film. 2019 short fan film of the 90s sitcom. Yeah, because it was really good. Like it was dark and gritty, and it was yeah. All right, so a couple shout-outs. A bunch of shout-outs. Damn. Love you guys. Sir Meeps a lot. Skull from NY. What's going on? Jabrisky Skull from Trempolo. The good side of Wisconsin because it's bordering Minnesota. Chris Gian Skull from Vegas. Lucky. I also love, so when they had to shut down the casinos because of the Rona, they actually had to bring in padlocks for the doors because the doors didn't have locks because it's Vegas. Why would we ever need to lock our doors? It's funny. Noah Eddington, Laredo, Texas. What up? Westworld Skull from his bathroom. Hope things go well for you. Sir Meepslot Skull from Strong Island. Skull from Chelsea's house. Chelsea who? King Fox Does Games, Red Bluff, California. What up? Denver, Sunshine State. Gorgeous. Rainudo Skull from Hopkins. Burbs representing. Eric Hansen Skull from Arlington. So Arlington, Minnesota. That's right. Purple Rain Skull from Wausau, Wisconsin. Shoot. Seth V. Herman Skull from Moorhead up Norte. Skull Vikes, Candle Lake, Saskatchewan. Preacher Paul, hauling it for all y'all. Sunberg, Minnesota, rolling back to the cities, done for the week. Awesome. Enjoy your time off, Paul. Holy hell, I can see your head, Patrick. Yeah, I usually wear a hat. I don't know. You see the sawdust cutting down trees, gonna burn some wood, feel like a real man. Probably have a cigar. Shoot. David Cox, Skull from Perth, Western Australia. What's going on? All right, so Top Chef Charleston Hot Australia. Wait, no, it wasn't Charleston, it was New Orleans. All right, so I gotta bring this up. Yeah. All right, so there was this really good-looking chef who's from Australia the season of Top Chef New Orleans, and also they had Curtis Stone on there, who's also a chef from Australia. And I feel like Curtis Stone and this extremely beautiful woman are like average for Australians, because I feel like Australians are just better looking for some reason. I don't understand it. Or maybe Curtis Stone is like, hold on. Curtis Stone. All right, so here's Curtis Stone, that jabroni. I feel like he's either average or he's an uggo in Australia, where just Australian people are just good looking, right? I think it's the accent. It's got to be an accent, right? Let's go to a different part of the world where a Midwestern accent is seen as exotic. Oh, shoot. Where are we? Purple Rain, John Hoffus, Blooming Prairie, Awesome Blossoms. Lord Thickachunka, Skull from Florida. What up? America's Penis, Florida. David Cox, Skull from Western Australia. Did I read that one? Yeah. Sam Morris, Skull from Anoka. What's going on? Nathan Lowry, Skull from Ohio. OH. All right. You guys are the best. All right, so here we go. Master Jedi 19 Gaming. Do you think Mike Zimmer will be on the hot seat if we have a losing record? I think so. Like, it just is what it is. Like, we have said that I think if the Vikings lost to the Saints, I think the Cowboys would have legit traded for Zimmer. I think that's what they were waiting for. That's why they strung along Jason Garrett and settled on Mike McCarthy, because I think they were going to look into trading against Zimmer, or possibly fire, then hire Andre Patterson. If Andre Patterson wants to be a head coach, I think he deserves a shot. I mean, just I understand it's like, well, he hasn't called plays on the side of the ball. Like, what about calling plays on one side of the ball like really qualifies you to be a head coach? Like, what are the important things about being a head coach? You got to be a leader, have to manage the game, you have to manage egos, and you have to hire good assistants. That's it. Like, you can hire X's and O's dudes. And of course, we know Patterson is, the best defensive line coach in the NFL. So if he actually wants to take a shot, throw his hat in the ring. I believe he's 60 or 61, so it's roughly a little bit older than Zimmer was when he got his first head coaching shot. So why not? Movie to reboot, Beyond the Law. I mentioned it yesterday, 1993. Not the 1991 with DMX. Oh, reboot Dukes of Hazzard or Sanford and Son. Yeah. In today's culture, I think it'd be tough to reboot Dukes of Hazzard or like Family Ties. Just is what it. They're even saying like they probably couldn't even do Sex and the City today, which is just whatever. Yeah. Lord Thick Chunka. Do you think Courtney Davis could also get downfield? I definitely think so. I think he's super underrated. Where I understand he didn't put up volume stats. I think a lot of it had to do with quarterback play, and I understand he didn't blow the doors off the roof at the combine. But just watch him. He does have some nice shake. He does have a nice get off at the line of scrimmage. So I think that he could surprise some people. Smexy Rex, and also in like an average season, he probably gets drafted 6th, 7th round. So I like him. Smexy Rexy. Next year, do you think we will draft a quarterback in the top 3 rounds? I always say yes, but it will never happen. No. Sir Meeps a lot. If you were to trade Dalvin Cook to the Jaguars, what would you want in return? Give me a scenario with only picks. Also a scenario that includes at least one player. I don't know if they would give up on Fournette, although they probably will. I would say Dalvin. I don't think the Jaguars will give up a first, because I think they're clearly tanking for quarterback next year. So maybe like a second. The Jaguars' first, second round pick is going to be high anyway. Player, Yannick. Just writes the Yannick. Sure. A couple more shout outs. Sam Retka, Skull from Dayton, Minnesota. What up? Cynic US, Skull from Antarctica. And yes, Antarctica, seriously. Sweet. I always want to go to Antarctica, but not like stay or like go at all. All right, no, I don't want to go. Tristan Yang, Skull from Fresno, California. NoCal representing. What's going on? I was like Northern California. Like, I know it gets sort of a bad rap, but you like being outdoors. You like the scenery. It's way better than SoCal. It's less hot. There's actually like trees and shit. Like Sacktown, Fresno, even Stockton. I even like Stockton. It's like me and the Diaz brothers. Stockton. What? Yeah. Yeah. But then get towards the bay. Man. All right. Next up is Zach Ballas. Balbazar, Charmander, or Squirtle? I never really got into Harry Potter. Skull Nation. Mike Hughes looks damn impressive. First 2 seasons, 12 defended. I agree. Just that ACL was really because remember, he came into last season, didn't play the first couple of games, was on the pup in the preseason and training camp. So it comes in absolutely cold. As like, hey, perform. And there's like, he struggled at times, yes. But as we've seen, ACL can occasionally be a 2-year injury. I think that's the same thing with Mike Hughes. And he had that neck injury. But if he's full on ready to go, ready to pay off on that potential that we saw, first couple games in 2018, let's go. Absolutely. Jacob Figler. What Vikings game would you want to go to in 2020 if we can go to a game? For me, it would be the Titans because if I didn't like the Vikings, I'll be a Titans fan. I love Derrick Henry. All right, so a game. Maybe Houston. I just like Texas, though. Texas is always great. Because if we went to the Houston game, go in a couple days early and not even fly into Houston. You can fly out of Houston, but like land in like Austin, go through Waco and San Antonio, and then make your way over to Houston. I'd be okay with that. Yeah. Stanley Morris. Don't players look at recent history when it comes to holding out? Lev Bell wasn't in shape and terrible for the Jets. Melvin Gordon proved nothing, got less money. Zeke worked out, but his production was I think that especially for running backs, teams don't cave. Like the Steelers didn't cave with Lev Bell, and he missed a year of football, which was just stupid. Gordon, that certainly didn't work. Zeke, it worked to a degree, but yeah. Westworld, Happen Leonard is so slow, rate 2.5 out of 10. Different strokes, different folks. Dale Leonard, do you think there will be kneeling during the national anthem this season by any Vikings players and coaches? I think there will be. Although, Zimmer's stance when it originally started was, all right, let's bring it up. I think players should stand. Ooh, let's see if we get paywalled. Oh, we can't even bring it up. But yeah, the headline, it's important for Vikings stand for the national anthem. This is May 23rd, 2018. So maybe change the stance, with the Wilfs there, like maybe there's a change there. But yeah, I think that players on every team, if not all teams, will be kneeling this year. Jonathan Jaggers, Dinosaurs. Do I know the show? Dinosaurs. Dun, dun, dun. I feel like I should. I feel like this is right up my alley for when I was younger. 1987, though. Only 65 episodes, 1 season. God, I love the 80s. Syndication by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola Telecommunications, really. I feel like I vaguely remember the show, but I don't necessarily do. Westworld, do you think the Vikings roster more than 5 wideouts this season? I could see them rostering 4, especially if they see Irv Smith as like a 5th wide receiver, especially if say Osborne doesn't win the return jobs. They can move on from him. They've done it before. I mean, Rodney Adams a couple years ago was a 5th round pick. So, yeah, I could see them rostering 4. So, it would be Thielen, Jefferson, BC, and Tajay. Keep Courtney Davis or Alexander Hollins or both on the practice squad. Sure. Jacob Figler. Imagine a world where Mike Zimmer is DC, Stefanski is head coach, and Kubiak is OC. You think that could have worked? I don't necessarily think that could have worked. I don't think Zimmer would have taken the promotion, nor should he. Right? Nah, I just don't see that happening. I could have seen a world where if Zimmer was let go after last year, if they did win that playoff game, or the Cowboys traded for him, that Stefanski would have been elevated to head coach with Kubiak staying along. And then I don't know. Maybe they would retain Edwards as DC. That could have made sense. Skull Vikes, Peaky Blinders just got a new season out quicker, but also a Seinfeld guy would go for that too. Reboot Seinfeld. I don't know if they can make Seinfeld nowadays. Just people are very PC. Will Hughes have to take on more of a leadership role this year, or is he still fighting to be acclaimed as a quarterback one? Yeah, he's the old guy. Like he's the dude who's been here the longest in the cornerback room, which is just absolutely insane. But that's the turnover that you get in the NFL. Pardon the pun, talking about cornerbacks. Peaky Blinders. Everyone says get into that show. I haven't yet. I know I'd probably like it if I did. You know, I love Cillian Murphy. I love Tom Hardy. Just haven't quite done it yet. I love period pieces. Stanley Maros. House of Dexter. Maybe not reboot, but continue, I guess, because characters and actors are key. Or House or Dexter. Never got in the house. I watched the first season of Dexter. I heard that people didn't like the ending because he became like a lumberjack or some shit. World War II General Vince Vaughn. Breaking Bad, no doubt. I wonder where they go with it though. Like Better Call Saul is phenomenal. If they continued the story, because all right, so Jesse's story got tied up with El Camino. Gus is dead. Lalo. If you gave me a spinoff of Lalo and like the cartel, I'd kind of be in on that. Not gonna lie. Would it be okay to do a live chat fan poll? Everyone puts a 1 if you think Andy's a legend already, 0 if you don't. All right. Yeah. All right. So live chat. Put a 1 in if you think I'm a legend, 0 if you don't. Sure. Sir Meeps a lot. Why not trade a mid or late round pick to the Jaguars looking for a trade for Fournette? Give him an actual reasonable extension, maybe 3 or 30. Because Fournette is worse than... Fournette's terrible. Fournette is god-awful. Fournette is a dinosaur. No. Sir Meeps a lot. I would almost bet Everson Griffin signs with Arizona. If so, what numbers do you see him putting up? I can see him being a rotational piece. Because, I mean, they got Chandler Jones. I believe they drafted an edge rusher, too. All right, Simmons is going to play all over the place, but then who else do they really have? Rashard Lawrence is whatever. I mean, what? Zach Allen? No. Yeah, so there's plenty of opportunity opposite of Chandler Jones, who respect, one of the best edge rushers in the league. So if he went there, could see him like a 1 year, $7 or $8 million deal, even though I think the Cardinals have worse cap shape than the Vikings, putting up 8 sacks or so. Yeah. Charlie Boltman, will you read my rant? I don't know. It depends. Delvin doesn't play weird. Basically says resign Dalvin. Lord Thick Chunka. Full House. Used to watch that all the time. Well, didn't they do Fuller House? Or are you talking about like Full House, the OG original, but with new characters? Who dare put 0 in the chat? How dare they? What team do you think we could get the best deal for Dalvin from? Probably the Dolphins. Because I'm just trying to think of a team that really doesn't have a lot at running back, has plentiful draft resources. I think it's just the Dolphins. Yeah. Mexi Rexy, Gravity Fails. Gravity Falls, rather. Not heard of that. Oh, so this is kind of like Rick and Morty, or what was that show that Bill Burr had, the animated show? Or Tosh had. Next up is Bawataba. Why do you think Leslie Frazier deserves another head coaching job? I think that Leslie had a bit of a raw deal here because interim head coaches, they always have an uphill climb because they'll generally keep a lot of the players, a lot of the coaches that help contribute to why the head coach got fired in the first place. Also, being saddled with Christian Ponder, we never got to pick his own quarterback. Well, I guess technically he did. I mean, Ponder's, what Ponder was, whatever. But I think Leslie did have a bit of steady leadership. I thought he managed games okay. I think he certainly managed the clock better than Zimmer. I think that him, he was better at abdicating responsibility rather than most head coaches. I'll always see with Zim. Also, even though McDermott deserves a lot of credit for that defense in Buffalo, Leslie Frazier, I mean, the Bills is one of the best defenses in the league, right? And I think that the pendulum swung one way, offensive coaches. I think it's going to swing back to defensive coaches. A la what we saw, like 90s, early 2000s. A lot of defensive coaches were being named head coach. So, I think Leslie Frazier should get another shot, frankly. Sir Meeps a lot. Let's get Drake and Josh going again. That's a good show. Samuel Salinger, what's your favorite soccer team? USA. Like, I don't have an MLS team. Like, I understand the United are here, so I guess by default, they're sort of mine. Wait, I've worn a United shirt on here, haven't I, before? So maybe I'm a hypocrite. If I had to pick an EPL team, I want to pick the worst EPL team. Wiki EPL. The Premier League. Twice. All right. Oh, so they're all in England? I just kidding. What about Real Madrid? Is that Champions League? All right. So who is the worst team? Wait, isn't Leicester City the one that was terrible and then they won? I'm gonna pick Newcastle United, just because that sounds funny to me. Also, there's never a rhyme or reason for soccer uniform colors or kits. Sorry, like you're dressed like the Packers, or sorry, referees right here, and then it's like, oh, it's all about the U. All right, yeah, screw it. I'm a Newcastle United fan. Sure. Next up is Pulford Skull. What do you think about trade with Patriots, Thuney and James White for Cook and Reef? Cut outline. We absorb their contracts and free out ours. Nice to have us get back and second look at the AFC. James White should have been Super Bowl MVP in the 28-3 game, by the way. I'd be in on Thuney. I don't know if Belichick put such a premium at running back, because, I mean, they do have Sony Michel. Plus, then they draft a running back. Oh, no, 2 years ago, they drafted Harris from Alabama. So, yeah. Traveler, Mutant League animated series. If you could travel anywhere in the world pre-Rona, where would you go? Don't say Wuhan. Well, I've always wanted to go back to the motherland. So, South Korea, Japan. Definitely take the kids with, which are a little bit older, so they can actually appreciate it, and then also not just eat chicken nuggets, which, it's so rough. All right, so the wife is very what you would expect from like your standard like Minnesotan diet, like nothing spicy, nothing exotic, nothing anything like that. Whereas I'm like, will eat anything. Right? We're trying to get the daughter who's 5 to be a little bit more adventurous. It's fits and starts. Like she likes weird things. Like so like chicken nuggets is her staple. Obviously she loves hot dogs just like every kid. She loves fruit. She loves vegetables, which is good. She doesn't always like candy, which is kind of nice. But she'll eat mussels. Like mussels shell from. She'll eat mussels. She's tried oyster before, but she won't eat like a pork chop. All right, so the most milquetoast like Midwestern thing of like a white meat loin pork chop. You won't take a bite of that, but you'll slurp down an oyster. Okay, it's just weird, but promising. Sandman66. Who are you voting for president, and why is it Jesse Ventura? Oh, again, we try to keep it as apolitical as possible here. I will say that neither of them. Could we vote neither? Yeah. Also, TV show Everybody Loves Raymond. Good childhood memories of that one. Yeah, that's why Ray was a sports writer who never got fired or furloughed or laid off. How do a Ray Romano? Sorry, that was a good show. I enjoyed that one. Charlie Boltman, bold prediction: BC Johnson ends up with the worst yards after catch of any receiver in the NFL. That compiles at least 50 catches a season. Pretty sure Marvin Jones is Carolina. CC 94 we're a contender with Carolina. Meh. Charlie Boltman, do you think draft Chris Bond 12 overall is punishable by death in alternate universes? Probably not, because I mean the Vikings didn't really have any other choice because they were fully in on Jake Locker. Then he went 8. Then Gabbert went 10. And then they're like, well, we're stuck. We have to take a quarterback. How about this guy who was Senior Bowl MVP? Sure, over Andy Dalton and Kaepernick. Yeah, great. Len Jensen. Which team would you be a fan of if you couldn't pick the Vikings? For TV shows, Limitless. Oh, all right. So Limitless, the Bradley Cooper movie, and then they made a CBS show out of it. And I think CBS for a while tried to make a lot of TV shows out of movies. Where remember they tried doing Training Day with Bill Paxton, and then he died. R.I.P. And it was like, yeah. It needed to be a superhero dude with cool powers, F's stuff up type of show, not a cop procedural. I agree. Like, there's so many like cop procedural or like law movies or in TV shows. They're just like, I mean, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Coast Guard, working out Lake Michigan. Wait, does Lake Michigan have Coast Guard? You think they would? Yeah. Lastly, Billy Long. Who you got? A Kubiak-led offense or a Zimmer-led defense? Any player from any team from any era can fill the rosters. Go. All right. So Zimmer's defense. So you go back to Dallas. You can go. So you can have Deion Sanders. You can have prime Terrence Newman going since. You can have Geno Atkins. Vikings. You can have prime Kendricks, Barr, Daniil, Everson. That's pretty damn good. Kubiak's offenses. Now we do count Denver, right? Because yeah, why wouldn't you? Do we count San Francisco? Because he was, I believe, quarterback's coach out there before he followed Shanahan to Denver. But so offense for Kubiak, you have Terrell Davis, Arian Foster, Scott Wells, Mark Schlereth, Tom Nalen, Gary Zimmerman, Shannon Sharp, Rod Smith, Ed McCaffrey, Andre Johnson. Who else? Texans had a really good offensive lineman. It wasn't Boselli, even though he was there for a second. Escapes me. I feel like, well, quarterback-wise, you go Kirk or Peak Schaub or I guess you go Baltimore. Do you take 1 year of Flacco? No. Baltimore, you could take like Marshall Yanda and Kelechi Osemele. I believe he was in Baltimore in 2014. Damn, I'm in. Yeah, Kubiak. I forgot about Baltimore, but yeah, I'm in. All right, so that is it. Live chat, you guys are the best. Thank you very much for coming along. Oh, crap, we didn't. Oh, tomorrow, live stream, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. tomorrow. On Friday, we'll try that out. I'm going to go cut down the rest of that tree. I'm going to have a fire. It's going to be great. If you want to support the work, join box or hit that Venmo. You guys know what to do. Also, hold on. Something that we've been doing for a long time. So if you shop on Amazon, do it through our link. Put the link in the live chat. We get a couple bucks for it. It costs you nothing extra. Same Amazon experience. So yeah, if you buy something from Amazon, use our link. Producer Allie would kill me if I didn't push that. So Amazon, something that we had for a long time. I just never think about it. But yeah, Amazon. There you go. 9 a.m. tomorrow. There you go. Skull production value.